All righty. Good morning. Welcome back again. I think I probably say that every time. um, Today we're going to be working on a combination, basically a landscape, but with some alien plant life or animal life. We're not entirely sure what it's going to be. Um, Meaning I'm not sure what kind of life it is, not what it's going to look like. It kind of straddles that line. Um, and I'm going to try doing something with a bit more of a backdrop, as it were, than maybe we've been doing lately. So it's gonna be, I think, a cliff wall. Because why not? Let's see. So S20 again, giving us that 40-meter width. It seems like a good number for the scale of things that I tend to be working on lately. And rotation scale. And I think we're going to, I don't know. Let's see. 2. 1. 2 is fine. We can always make it go higher. And GZ. Mm, I'm gonna bring it like that. I mean, I could have just made something different than this, but whatever. Now, I think I'm going to, yeah, let's just quad remesh it. Screw it. 100 and delete the original. Come in. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to make something like this when you're doing. All right, grab that, turn this one off, and turn on proportional editing and G. And G. And get a 1. I want this to kind of pull out, so it's kind of leaning. We've got like a lean over. Morning, Brian. Morning, Dave. There we go. I want kind of an overhang on our cliff. And I'm going to bring this forward and that forward and that. We good with that? I feel like we might be good with that. And something like that. Um, Something like that could be okay. I'm going to bring this a little more forward. Kind of a crazy looking thing. But all right, I think that'll work. And let's just ding that up. And I kind of do want it to be almost aligned, so I'm not really messing with the wall shape too much there. Let's do that. Sure. Now let's save. Where am I? There I am. 23, 12, 14, 1, live stream, cliff wall. For lack of a better thing, let's call it. 23, 12, 14, 1. This is another one that could come together pretty quickly, and if it does, we'll just spend a lot of time detailing it. Nothing wrong with that. That looks okay. Okay, F4, append, auto terrain generator, rocky desert, node tree, terrain, add the geo modifier, terrain. And I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's a way too bumpy outward for what I want here. We got to fix it. Hate's definitely a strong word, but it's not right yet. I don't need this. I'm just gonna get this out of my way so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, and cliff displacement. First off, I'm gonna turn the roughness to 0.52, maybe even 0.45. It's less rough than the ground, not more. Ooh, I'm already liking that a lot more. Strength down to 4. It's looking better. Maybe even less, down to like 2. Distortion to 0. What does that give us? That gives, okay. That's our swirly bits. 0.5. I want to have some, but not a tremendous amount. 0.5 doesn't seem quite enough. 1. 1 seems okay. And roughness, we could bring that back a bit, but not too much. We might smooth it out anyway afterward, I think. Scale of 0.12. Just kind of trying to see how the rock looks like it's falling. See if we can always sculpt on top too, if we need to. Hello, good morning. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. Just to tweak the scale of the C, just cause I don't know why not. And if we take this, do we really notice anything? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we definitely want the 15 on this detail. All right. I think that's working. That's given us kind of a cliff face that we could use. Save. I think I'm going to perhaps just edit it 1 and bring that this way and this that way as well to kind of just push that. And turn back on. Yeah, okay, I'm good with that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm good with that too. I'm gonna try one more thing. E, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I like having it have the downside on the far just because it helps us see what we're doing more. Okay, now we turn back on. Yeah, so now we're actually extending past that lip, which gives us something we can put like trees on and shit back there. I think that helps hide that it might be a sharp edge if we're looking kind of, although, you know, we're gonna have it there too. Yeah, there's no way around it. It's fine. Okay. Exit edit mode, and let's just go ahead and apply it. So we have our cliff, and just going to put a person in here for scale now. See if we want to change the size of it now that we've applied it. I feel like it might be good though. That's about the size I wanted. Like I wanted this sort of domed rock area. I actually think that's pretty good. I'm feeling okay with that. I'm not feeling okay with that, the sharp on that. In a couple ways we could deal. Let's try the simplest one first. Deform, smooth, add a bit of smoothing to it. I think that gets it without having to do too much. Is that too much smoothing? No, I think it's just about right. There we go. Okay, so we've done that, but I think that's a cool looking space. And I wanted to have this flat area here so I can play with it at the bottom because there's going to be stuff. Now let's work on a little bit of stuff now. Create a UV sphere. I want to scale it up a bit, scale it on the Z axis. So it looks something like that. Okay. Now we're just going to solo it. We're going to do a bit of editing. Alt Z, B. I'm going to grab that, E, S, Shift C. Good. And turn off proportional. Down like that a bit. And we're going to go from here. Let's take it two higher. Three. E, S, Shift C. E, S, Shift Z. Down. E, S, Shift Z. Down. E, S in general this time. And E, up. Till we get something like that. I don't know what kind of movie I'm making, Dave. I want to make some kind of movie. I don't know. All right, so we got that. I want to maybe stretch it a bit. So it's kind of more, yeah, pine coney looking. Cool. Okay. Now tab, select it all. Actually, well, I don't want those. Selected. But everything but that. Okay. Tab, Shift Q, utility, quick displacement, selection, and cuts. Where's my cuts? Subdiv cuts. One. Maybe I'm going to do cuts 0 for right now on this one and just increase the strength a little bit. Okay. Yeah, cool. Then still got that selected. Good. Shift Q. Now we'll do it again. Quick displacement. This time we'll cut it 1. Oh yeah, that's kind of working for me. Tab 3 plus. Okay, we're good again. That's essentially the same amount. Utility, quick displace, cut again. Cut. And it might be a bit much. Let's cut the strength back to like 0.2 on this lower one. Cool. Okay, that'll probably work for me. Let's see, control 1, just to see what happens if, yeah, there we go. We're gonna subdivide it on top too. And that's definitely better. Yeah, baby. And Q, sharpen? No, we don't want to sharpen it. We want shade, just, this one just shade smooth, not auto smooth. Okay. There is, oh yeah, that's looking good. Maybe a little bigger than I was thinking initially, but good. I like it. Okay. And then tab 1. Let's see. 3. Oh, I should apply the subdivision first. There we go. C, grab that, inset, and E, GZ. Yeah. Okay, we got something hanging there. And I think we might want 2 or 3 of them, just so they're a little different too. Let's scale it and rotate it. Not that it really can tell a difference, but you know, hey. And tab, we got our top, good. E, back up. Oh, interesting. Didn't go straight. Well, I don't know if I care, actually. Might be kind of neat. Okay, so there's 2. And 1 more. It's coming through. Yeah, to like there. Looks good to me. 3 seems acceptable. Um, right. Just thinking for a second how we want to approach this. Okay. And let's go F4, append. Let's see if we can see if it's obvious. Freeze generator. Blender uses freeze generator. This is old, but it still works, so whatever. I'm just going to grab all 3 of them. Although probably we want freeze generator. I hope that's the one. Ooh, we have some kind of a dummy model, which we don't need. Additional object, which we don't need. Freeze control, which we will probably need. Yep. All right. So let's start with this one, though. Mesh plane. And give it geometry node. And we're just going to see if this is how it works. Freeze generator. Yes, it is. It's still going on that no matter what. Okay. I'm going to turn off our ground for right now. What's this? Is our plane? Oh, is it still set to the horse thing? Shouldn't be. Object to freeze. Kill that. Okay, now there's no object to freeze now. So object to freeze is this. And our freeze control empty. There we go, right underneath that. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. And plane. I'm just going to move this to slime. There's the object to freeze. How do I find the additional object, though? That's what I want to figure out. Where did it set that? There's a way. Yeah, let's go look at the geometry nodes. There was an additional object. I can join additional object information like that. Well, let's just do that. Additional object is going to be our ground. So our retopo plane. I think, unless it causes it to freak out. Yeah, it looks like, nope, we're good. It's not freaking out, just to be a bit big. Let's jump back over. It's going to be slow because it's thinking quite a bit. Let's turn off frost particles to 0 for right now. See if that helps us. There we go. That's better for right now. Okay. And our empty can kind of go anywhere, but we're going to go grow the slime anyway. Ice grow distance. Quite a bit. Yeah. And drip vector. So if we set this to 0, we get -1. No, we like the minus. Let's go with the minus. We like it kind of dripping down. And we can still take our freeze control empty. And we can see what happens if we put it up here, if we just get more to the top. We like it like that. And again, with the plane, we can increase our ice cycle grow distance. Density, let's even bring it down a little bit. So there's a little less, maybe like a 15. Radius, that makes them big, and we don't want that. Just gonna leave that one alone. Here we get slime drippage on the ground, which I am here for. Let's just take it to 20. See what we get. Interesting. I can go with that. We could turn back on the frost too. Right, we have 0 frost particles. If we take it to like 500, we get tiny frost particles. Do we want them? I don't think we actually want them. I think we're better off without them. So we're going to go frost particles to 0. Just take it from the other stuff. Yeah, baby. Okay. Now, how's our best way to do multiples? Because it's gonna, our driver is not built onto here, unfortunately, which is annoying. 'Cause we need to do this twice more. And I think, well, first off, let's Shift D. Let's duplicate this and then turn it off and then apply this one. Control A, apply. Cool. Now we can turn this one back on. And our object is going to be this sphere. And we can take our control, empty, and let's again turn off our ground. And G to this one, right? Yeah. Take this, control A, rotation scale, make sure it's, yep. Make sure I did that to these two. I think I did. That seems pretty good though. Where's our empty? Cool. And plane one. Zero frost, icicle grow distance. That's fine. Maybe let's take it like, what happens if we take it to like 20? That just makes it longer. But that's fine. It's not doing too much there. Hey, Michael. So that's all right. I think we're good with this one. Looking pretty good. And then let's duplicate it again. There we go. Yeah. And let's apply the first one. Cool. And then let's take the second one. And G. Oh, and we need to apply it to this sphere. And where's our control? Does that have something to do with it? It shouldn't though. It shouldn't matter where the object is, right? Oh, yeah, it seems to a little bit, but only just sort of randomly. Okay, that's fine. Neither. It's going to be slime. We're just using ice as a slime generator. We want some slime trails. And we got a 0 on this one. Yeah. Just goes in the wall more. Well, we could still just use it as a starting point. Okay, and let's turn our ground back on. I'm actually going to move it to ground. Yeah, that'll work. I think that's cool. I'm not getting any slime drippage down the those. We can add that again. We'll do it. We have to do a couple different ways of getting some slime on these things. Maybe a couple different slimes. Yep, that's looking okay though. I like it. So let's go ahead and apply this one too. And then, you know what? Ooh, Let's not apply this one yet, because I want to duplicate it one more time. Now we're going to apply it. And our duplicate, we're going to change our object to freeze to the actual ground itself. Okay. And then we're going to find our freeze control. And bring it up and over. And up again. Cool. And then let's edit this plane. Change our ice grow distance to 5. That should bring our weight in, right? Yeah. Icicle grow distance to 5, just so I can see it. And our ice grow distance to 10. Mr. Vector -1. Right, we got some ice dripping like that. Distance of, again, 20. Let's just see what it gives us. Okay, all right, sure. An icicle grow distance of 10. But I'm gonna decrease our density down to like 5. I want a bigger density than distance of that, 20. I wish I could make this bigger, but it doesn't seem to want to get bigger. But this one, which we can do on our own, so it's fine. But I just think it's neat. I'm liking it. Let's see. That makes it bigger. 10. I'm trying to figure out the difference between these two controls. All right, well, it's fine. I'm kind of digging it like that. That's enough slime to give us a starting point. Length of 2 on these ones. Yeah, make those longer. And radius thicker. Yes, which means density down. Uh, 2. Seems good. I just want more ice though. Well, I mean, I just added my own self, which we can do. Okay, save. That's getting us a neat starting point, and I like the way it's dripping down. Add the stuff everywhere else too. Cool. Something to fun play with. Let's apply it. And I'm going to take all of these objects and join them together. And I'm going to get rid of this ice material because it is very, very slow. Just so I can see what I've got. That looks okay. So now, let's do a little bit more of what I was thinking of before. And tab, C, grab all of that. Is that a good grab? That seems like a good grab. And let's do it even here too. Grab those. Okay, and create a new group. Slime, snow slime, effectively. So select it that way and control save. Now we can grab our Geometry nodes. Slime generator. Drop it onto here. Come up and change it from selection to slime. And let's see, what does that give us? Why do we have some over here all slimed? Oh, I must have had something selected accidentally. Oopsie. All right, let's turn it off. Come back in, tab. Oh, I see. Yes, I do. 7, Alt Z, B, and slime remove. So now what we got is that. Oh, we still have more. No wonder. Remove that. Okay. And I want to make it bigger here. Just do that and assign and Control I and remove. And tab and save and turn it back on. And turn it off. And we're going to set our noise strength to 0.2, our slime's thickness to 0.1, and noise scale to that. Save. There we go. Now I got a pool of slime. Maybe even too much slime. Slime thickness 0.02, 0.01. I think that's better. And do we have any on the roof still? Yeah, we do. Yeah. Noise strength of 0.5. 1. Noise scale point. There we go. Something like that. That's still too thick. I want to bring it in. I just want more variation, essentially. So I'm trying to do it that way. And we can just sculpt it, I suppose, too. That's the other option. Save. Now we should be able to grab this one and give it our proc toxic slime. Save. And let's just do new area. Although I have a feeling I'm going to kill it first and do another thing. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Yeah, all right. We need to probably join them together so they all wind up the same color, but I think that's working. Now we need to edit these suckers. We can just put them together as one object too. Okay. Well, okay, first, let's come in here. Tab. Okay, no. First, let's apply our slime generator. There we go. Now edit. Select. Cool, it's just that, right? P section. Okay, and then that. And that. And join them together. So now they're all just one, right? It's all in slime. Save. Let's just see if that worked. See if that crashed Blender. Woohoo! Well, we saved first. Come on. Do 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 do. Come on. I want to keep working on this. Get back to me. Have done zero sculpting yet on this one. Just been doing geometry nodes. Come on, Blender. Jeez, there we go. It's like you're taking forever. Okay, I literally saved it right before I did it, so we should be fine there. Right? Right. All of our slime is one object. Is it? Solo. Yeah. All of our slime is one object. Good. Still interesting that we're getting multiple colors of it, though. I'm not sure exactly why that is. Just thickness? Could be, but it's not an awful big deal. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more sliming. This one, and this one. Join them together. Solo them. I don't like ZBrush. I tend to use just Nomad Sculpt on my iPad or Blender, depending on what I'm doing. Partially it's because I think ZBrush has the world's shittiest user interface. And partially that might be just what I'm used to, but I still say it's true. Okay. All those are selected. W, subdivide. 2. That should be more than enough. And assign, and we'll call it slime again. I know ZBrush is powerful. I just hate it. And I find that for me, Nomad Sculpt has 90% of what I want in a sculpting app. The only thing it's missing is VDMs, which I've been using in the Blender Sculpt lately. So sometimes I'll jump back and forth between those two, which is a little inefficient, but on the other hand, it means I don't have to use ZBrush. So, why is it? Oh, because it crashed. That's why. So we lost it. There we go. Slime gen's on. Turn off selection. Turn on slime. Save. And cool. So we covered that up a little bit. We could go more if we wanted to. I feel like we're doing okay, but maybe a little more would be cool. The eternal question, right? You're like, what's enough? I don't know. Tab. Plus, 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 plus. Cool. And assign to slime. Cool. So now the whole caps kind of vibe are going to slime like that. Right? Save. We like it again. So we're going to apply it, edit it, do our usual bullshit. So select the slime, separate the slime, join the slime to the other slime. All my slime is one object now because there's no reason for it not to be. Okay. And I like it. I think it's going to be cool. We do have some weirdness here on it. If we look at the slime by itself, it's not awful, but I'm just curious, how big is it? Let's see. I'm just going to use decimate as an option. So that's 1,000,000 polys. Okay, it's not awful. Probably doesn't need to be 1,000,000 polys for this. Let's just decimate. So we have decimate open. Let's decimate it to like 3, 3. Which might give us some more room to play with it, actually. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, we've reached the point now where a million polys is like, it's not really that big a deal. But that seems cool, though. Nomad Sculpt is iPad based, or any tablet. They have it for Android ones too, but it's tablet based. And it's super handy when you just want to like hang out on your couch and sculpt, which happens sometimes. Do I like this? Kinda. Just curious what's going to happen if we try to remesh it. Seems like it's going to be pretty forgiving to us, which is nice. So that's half that. And smooth shading. That turns it all back into one thing, and it's kind of good. I'm just gradually adding more fidelity to see if I care. Those icicles look much better for that, though. Way more into this now. Hi, Anmi. I think that's good. We're going to go with that. I think 0.03 is fine. I don't think we need any more than that. I think that helps us a bunch with our slime. Oh, see, I absolutely love sculpting. If you have any kind of a tablet, I would grab Nomad Sculpt because it's only like $15 US anyway. It's super cheap. I love sculpting. I do it just for funsies. So I don't always use it for scenes, but I find it's just a really handy skill to be able to like use when you need it for something organic. All right, so these dudes, right? Here's our, they don't have slime anymore. What do we want to make them texturally? I'm torn. Maybe we just make something from scratch again. Maybe we should, rather than just, what time is it? We're doing fine on time. Kind of doing a more of a low key one here today anyway. Yeah, let's shade these puppies. Solo and new. Okay, so the first thing we need to figure out is what the hell we're gonna make them look like texture wise. And let's go E. Find this way, textures. And these are ones I use actually kind of a fair amount. These are things I generated in old AI years ago that I use for my skins on Nomad quite a bit. They actually kind of work nicely. So yes, I guess I did use AI at one point, just to generate some weird shit. All right, something like that could be cool. And let's do that. And box modeling, sure. We don't want to be UV. We're going to go with generated. Sure. Already kind of neat. And blending, just blend it up like that. And I think this is going to be cool. Nice. I love Nomad Sculpt. It's one of my favorite apps, quite frankly. When I'm just not working for things and I'm just playing for fun, I just love making weird stuff on it. That's where I make my bugs and things too. That's looking awesome. Quite frankly, I'm really digging it. Okay. So let's come through and give it the same normal with a bump. Turn that to a height map. And these can be kind of wonky, so that's cool. Yeah, I think that we don't really need to turn it down. Um, roughness. Again, we'll do the same thing with roughness. We'll apply that here. I'm going to give it a ramp. And let's see what it looks like. That's cool. Yeah. That shouldn't be this cool. Nice, nice. And I think, although it's hell on what you call it, processing. I want to try something here. Can we take this to our radiuses and weight on to 1? That means it's actually going to reflect differently than skin. It will, those numbers were defaulted to skin. It will base it's the distance for our subsurface will be based off the color of that. And then scale. Let's see, Shift A, search Voronoi. I just like Voronois. They're just fun. And Shift A, search noise. Bring those two together into overlay. And that gives us that right now. So let's scale up a bunch and add more of that and scale a bunch, roughness up a bunch, detail up a bunch. And Shift A, search with a ramp here and bring that up a bunch, something like that. I want to invert this one because I think, yes. Invert, a number of ways you could do it, but there we go. Yes. And then back to here. I'm going to take this into the scale of our subsurface. Weirdly, we're not getting much of it. And then, that should be working. Didn't really feel like I was getting the scale on it though. Let's try removing the radius, see what we get. Yeah, okay. That's better this time. Maybe we won't. We will do it this way. Just keep it with the skin one. Or maybe make all of them. Interesting. There we go. That is cool. Okay, save it. And let's take this one and add another bump and apply our overlay to the height there too. This one we will cut down. And it just adds a bit more bump to the object. And it means that the bump now has something to do with the scale, which is, or sorry, with the subsurface. And the bump has something to do with the color. So they match together and it just, I feel like helps tie things together better. That's looking awesome. Okay, layout. Come back. Let's see what we got. Yes, that is looking good. I feel like we lost some slime though, didn't we? Looks like we lost a lot of the stuff on the ground when I did the joining. That is unfortunate. Well, let's see what we can do about that. Now we're going to sculpt. And we can just add stuff here. We can drag it. When we drag it, we want to make sure we don't pull up the lid of it too much. But that'll work. And man, I could go nuts doing this stuff all day too. Just like, what are we doing? Well, you know. Increasing the slime. Got quite a bit of a thumper there for amount. Let's take it down here there we go. And over. Cool. And let's go back to brush. And we can bring up this again. Add more there. Add more there. Can even add more here. Okay. Good. Let's inflate that and smooth it. Inflate that. Okay. And we lost the stuff up on the top too, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Let's try clay strips. That's fine. Don't want to do that. Let's see. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. And I'm just gonna warp this a bit so it's not exactly straight too. No, not that much though. See, the other thing that I have discovered, not that much, is not that much. Let's just go with this. No, fine. Save. This material has displacement on it, and it's been tripping me up. So I'm going to turn it off while I'm thinking about it right now. Settings, displacement and bump to just bump. Because it keeps getting it thicker than I want it to be. Happened yesterday with the water wheel. And I was like, fine. Okay, we saved. Right. Now, do we want any more weird drippy slime, or do we want to kind of keep it at this? We could probably go too far. I mean, I know, don't believe it, but I think maybe we'll just go with that. Okay, and go back to object mode, and we're in layout still. Okay. So now we're going to select this bad boy, and we're going to do some geoscattering, I think. If I can find it, geoscatter. There we go. Select it and biome scatter, open the biomes, and what do we want? What are we feeling? These are just fantastic. Like, I just love them. They're really good. Let's go ahead and use it. Let's do 6. Can't believe they were free too. Like they're so good. We're gonna have to adjust it a bit, but yes. Yes, I know. It's big. That's what makes it good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is Boolean to slime, and then upward obstruct to slime, because that gives it for the whole group, and that should keep it out of our slime. Mostly, yes, it does. Okay. So then we're going to have to come through and deal with it. Let's see. So this first one, branches clumps. We want to set an abiotic slope. Yeah, so that they're not growing up on trees. Maximum of, I'm even going to just say 10 degrees. Keep our, pretty low. Vegetation L. I'm going to set it also to slope. Yeah, okay, fair. Vegetation medium. That's true though. Like you get you do have to pay for quality in the sense, and having it be huge gives this one that level of complexity that I just really appeals to me. Okay, so those are there. Now these ones we didn't set, but we're gonna want to. Also slope for sure. I'm gonna allow it to go 20. Rocks small. I really wish there was a slope on the whole, like so you could set it to the group, but since you have to do it individually, you do. Slope. And I'm gonna make rock small slope of like 8. It's gonna be pretty much only on flat. And leaves and debris also slope. And like in 9. It's like, do I go 7? Do I go 9? What do I do? Not that anyone will be able to tell the difference but me. Cool. Okay. Let's save. I just want to see if we can turn them on and see what they look like. Now that we've shrunk down what it's doing. Cool. Yeah. And oh, but we need to change. Yes, that's good. We have to go through and change it so it's not absolute, so it doesn't go on the ceiling like that. Because we don't actually want this one to grow on the ceiling, I don't think. Let's just turn it all the way off. Leaves and debris, slope is not absolute. Rock small, slope is definitely not absolute. Slope is not absolute. Slope is not absolute. Not and not. Now nothing should be growing up there on the top. Just the slimes, which I think we're going to leave this time. I don't think we're going to put any moss on the side. I do think I want a few trees though. And tab C. Let's put some trees in here and in here, like that. Okay, and sorry, wrong place. Vertex groups, add trees. Tab And we're going to go with, I don't know which biome we want to use. Let's try 2. Everywhere, everywhere. I know. Vertex group, trees, invert it. So we got some there like that. Those are just small trees. Do you want any big trees? Maybe I just put in a couple of my own. Let's do that. Let's not turn it off. It's pretty fast right now. Not hurting us too much. Let's see. And ground, vegetation, trees, the bent tree. I do like the bent tree. Let's come look at it. Cool. Sure. And bring him over and down like that. All right. We'll use the bent tree, and then we'll throw a twisty tree on there too. Okay. I don't think we want any of our glow sticks today. We'll leave them off. Okay. And could throw our little plant thing in there. It's kind of a water. We made it for water though. I mean, it looks cool either way, but throw it in there. Let's see what we got. Do we like him? Yeah, let's throw him in there. Whee! Oh, we don't want this thing. This is the part that we didn't. Yeah, there we go. Somehow it got in there too. I mean, that's kind of like real life, isn't it? I mean, plants kind of everywhere, mostly. I mean, I like it too, though. I'm not going to argue that. Okay. Maybe we'll just do a couple of those, actually. We could do that one on the ground. Yeah, okay, let's scatter it. Why not? We're going to scatter it with that. Scatter objects. Cool. And come on down. And the first thing, slope, definitely not absolute. So we'll increase it a little bit though. This one can be a little higher than 15. Let's go to like 25. Cool. And then proximity, we're going to repel from our slime for distance of like 3 meters. And we can even increase our distribution a little bit. Okay, cool. Rotation, we want a vertical influence. And yeah, that looks good. Proximity, maybe 2 meters. Give me a little bit more back in there. Yep. Okay. Save. And I'll close it, duplicate it. Let's move it off to the new. Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna need another biome scatter. I think we're good. Okay. So we've got that, and that. And we're doing okay. Oh, I think we want to put a little blockade here, which we'll use one of the forest cliffs because they're just good. Well worth buying. This guy does good work. It's the same. I think it's the same guy who made my pine tree biome that I keep using over and over again. I think he's a German dude, but he's good. He makes good stuff. Kind of scale it up a little bit and kind of move it back that way. I just want to see what we've got if we kind of look at it. I don't really want that to be the focus, but I want to have something there. Let's see. Yeah, cool. And colors match too pretty well, which is nice. Let's bring another one over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just be cheesy, do multiples. Okay, there we go. Looks good. I want to just see what will happen if on this object on our ball thing, we set our subsurface to that. I'm just gonna make a quick note. I could probably do it somewhere else, but you know, hey, it's 1.8, 6.4, 2.7. Let's see what happens if we change this one. There is no displacement anymore. Go away. Our principled subsurface here to 1.8. I can type 1.8, 6.4, 2.7. Sure. We get a very different, but a lot more unified color. What is that? Is it doing something weird here that I need to be aware of that I just now saw? No, it's touching the ground, right? Yeah. It's touching. And then our distance scale we set to like 0.2. On this one, it was invert color from our node, right? So I want them kind of to be the same color. I'm kind of not sure why they're not, to be honest. Save, let's go look and see what this shading is doing. There's an ambient occlusion inside, only local. Let's see if that changes things. I think that could help us. I'm betting that is it. right, I'm gonna go just try it again. I don't know. Color. That's interesting. That I'm kind of liking. Okay, sure. I am kind of liking that. And this Voronoi could take here into our where is it? Where is it? Scale. It's right below that. And I just move things around now. I'm like, where is it all anymore? Scale to scale. It's going to give us some variation. I think that's probably good. And they do look to be the same color now, which is nice. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, I'm liking those plants. I think they're cool to have. I'm not going to add vines, I think. I was debating, but I think we're all right. I do want one more, maybe. Like, do I want stuff on it? I don't know. Maybe, kinda. Those walls gonna be okay to me without more plant life on them. Yeah, I think they are. Okay, sorry. Talking to myself. Was just trying to decide if I wanted to put another ecosystem away on the walls after I said I wasn't. But I'm gonna be strong. Not gonna do it this time. Saved. Cool. HDR maker. I'm going to use, I don't really want to see sky at all on this one, maybe, I think. So trees around that one. I really do like this HDR, particularly if we darken it down a little bit. I think it's really a cool one. Exposure of -1. It's just a very gray color, which I think is cool. Let's set our camera up now. Photographer. 65 with the cook to 35 and the resolution to IMAX. Something like that for our first shot could be good. And I'm gonna get rid of this dude. I really do think this one would just be cooler without people. I'm like, people again. Maybe I want to bring in just a couple small rocks too. And I'm going to move the, well, if I move to slime, it'll cover, and we'll just maybe allow it to have some things around it. Let's see. And another small rock here. Okay, cool. And I think one more rock. I don't know which one. Let's do this one here to there. And okay, there we go. Let's see. It's hard to tell when we have those biomes turned off, but I think that's pretty good. I do think we're going to want a light path, just because we're going to want the visual interest. No. Object. Fine. Light beam. Okay. And make it mostly straight again. Local SY RZ. There we go. Save. And let's see how bright it is. Should be okay. This is one we kept kind of fairly low, but I think it'll just help pop it a little bit. Yes, it does. Cool. Right on. We've got the ground planes here. It's just going to slow it down if we turn it on, but maybe let's turn on just to see what it looks like for right now. Save. Branches, clumps. We'll bring back a couple of them. Large, medium. I want these clumps to be a little further away, I think, from my proximity to slime. I want it to be a minimum of 3 meters away from the slime, which I think is going to get rid of that one. Maybe. Doesn't actually look like it did. No, that's okay, I guess. I guess it's all right. That's going to be our first kind of shot. I think the slime is working on the walls. I like it. I like it on the thing. Feels pretty good. I think maybe we want one more tree right here. Or do I have trees turned off? Is there a tree up here I can grab onto? No, they're on already. Okay, so yeah, so we do want a tree there. Piece of cake. Grab our tree. Alt D. Bring it over. Dot. And this one is also going to rotate, so it's kind of coming out. We're assuming it would grow this way towards the sun, away from that. And we'll scale it up a bit. Cool. I think that will help us. Okie dokie. And I want to put our new bug here. That was the other thing I wanted to do. So let's do it. Turn off geoscatter just for right now. F4, append. Kaplan animals, there we go. Gator beetle. Somehow this thing's face reminded me of an alligator, so. And we're gonna make it bigger. And G, maybe not even that much bigger, but let's bring it over here. GZ, scale them down. And kind of dig him just about that size, just about that location, which means if I need to change this, we're just gonna do sculpt. There we go. When you absolutely don't care what your rock looks like, you have the opportunity to make your rock work for whatever you want it to do. There we go. He's looking at us kind of mean. Save. And we're going to give him another. We'll give him some friends. This one's going to have a couple of them. Yeah, we can see him. Okay. Just looks really mean to me. I don't know why. Something about this bug just looks mighty pissed off. Okay. Oh yeah, Surface, because it doesn't run on PCs, so it needs Android or iOS to run Nomad. But and I get that sometimes that's literally, as you say, an excellent excuse to not have to do something else. But okay, here we go. Cool, 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 cool. And then maybe one more up close. Oh yeah, that'll keep you busy for a while. Blender's Cloth Sim is not the world's greatest, apparently. I don't have I mean, I don't have a tremendous amount of knowledge on it, but it's Simply Cloth helps a lot. Although apparently there's a weird bug in Blender for Simply, but I was seeing on their Discord. Well, I haven't run into it. Something about subsurface causing it to crash at the same time or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you ever really want to do cloth, Marvelous Designer is just way better. Sadly, it is. A little too close. That's better. And we'll sculpt this too. And I love messing with cloth though. I'm with you. It's fun. Apparently, Adam Middleton is a pretty famous concept artist. Has a new Learn Squared out for doing cloth with Blender, and I think maybe Marvelous too for making character costumes. And it looks cool. I was like, oh, that would be neat to watch. Probably learn something from that. 0. Cool. Let's turn back on Geoscatter. All right. We're going to do this. New collection, bugs. And yeah, I just don't want the branches there. Let's just, we could try just, no. Okay, fine. We're going to do it the other way then. Branches, object repel, second object to repel, bugs. Oh yeah, no, that's for sure. Not gonna argue with you there in any way. Is this my original one? Okay, so that one also needs to be away from bugs. Minimal of 2. Zero. Yeah, we still got some, right? Yeah, there's still some there. Cool. And then, where are we? Where's my individual one? There it is. Random. This one. Proximity, repel from bugs. Just so we can see them. Yeah. Good, good, good. Cool. All right, folks, I think we're getting close to done. Into lighting. Now let's just look and see what the lighting looks like. One other thing we could try, it does tend to make for cool, and it's what I did yesterday with talking about, is we could lower the HDR a bit more and add an overhead light kind of coming down just to make it feel a little bit more, ooh, he's looking creepy. I like him. Maybe let's do that. Let's take our HDR and drop its exposure down to like -2. So it's darker. And then we'll go to lights and add a sun coming straight down. And we'll make it like 8500 and 2. That gives us that kind of, yeah, I like that. And do we want the fog? I think we probably want the fog. Right? Yeah, we want the fog. So I was going to say when I started this thing too, the important thing for me to remember, and I got taught it for painting, but I feel like it really applies for this kind of stuff too. Try to avoid using things as what they are when you want to do something cool and different. So, like, use icicles as slime. Don't necessarily use them as icicles. Use textures that are not supposed to be something as something else. It just makes it better. You get a better image that way. And I pretty strongly believe that. It's like if you're making a brick wall, don't use a texture of a brick wall if you can use something else. Yeah, Cranky Bug is good. Okay, that's looking right. Yeah, that's covering everything we wanted to cover just about perfectly. Cool, no issues. And we're gonna turn that off and we're gonna focus. If I can find camera, building photographer on our close one. So 19 meters, looking good. So we got beetle, beetle. Where's our other arthropod? Down there, hard to see, but cool. Hard to see, but cool. We can give him another shot. Yeah. Yeah, baby. And I think we're good. We actually went over in time. Again, I can't keep anything on time. No. So we like him. We're in good shape. Things are looking good. Get him rendered up, post it up, and we'll be back again tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow I may do the interior cockpit of a spaceship, which could be very different from this kind of stuff. We've been doing a lot of these outdoorsy nature scenes, and I think we might do like an actual film studio set and do the cockpit area of one of those crash ships. We'll see how it goes though. Yeah, no, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. Always good. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye.